Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian and I am the horror show host. And today marks the start of the 80s Escape series. Now, what the heck is the 80s Escape series? Well, basically, I'm going to be reviewing a movie from 1980 to 1989 and then, well, go back to 1980. It's like trying to escape the 80s, but I can't. That sounded better in my head. Regardless, this is my new segment on my channel, so we'll start with a movie from 1980 called Maniac. But before we get into it, this is an unscripted review, so bear with me. I haven't really done one of those in a long time. But make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Also hit that notification bell, and as always, subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. So, Maniac. I don't know if I'm going to start with a plot or just get right into it. The gist is, well, I guess I'm going to talk about the plot now. That, there's a killer. He's stalking New York City, I believe. That's where this takes place. And he falls in love with a photographer. And she may be the key to his sanity. Or just another one of his victims. This film is really nasty. It has that early 80s, late 70s grime, gritty nature of the New York City area. From back then before they had the big cleanup. And, well, this is just disgusting, vile, and a lot of people hated it when it first came out. This film had a backlash up the behind, and, well, it's understandable. People thought that it was glorifying violence against women. Women shouldn't be brave enough to go out at night, which I don't think that was this film's intention. It was just to gross out, and, well, that's about it. The effects were done by Tom Savini, who is the master of old school gore effects. He did effects for Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th, parts 1 and 4, Day of the Dead, a whole bunch of movies, and they always deliver. He also has his own little scene in this movie where he gets his head exploded, and he does it, because when Joe Spinell jumps on top of the car, he aims it, but the gun is actually shot by Tom Savini. And the nastiest effect, and it was such a great effect. He just built a replica head of himself and filled it with blood and, well, probably food coloring and a whole bunch of red stuff. So, the grubby goods. This film is just masterful in that sense that, well, we're in a crime-ridden, horrible place to live, so obviously it's a great place to film, and it glorifies that. We have street shots, we have aerial shots, which is very noticeably on a helicopter. We have shots of the house where Joe Spinell's character, Frank Zito, lives, and, well, he falls in love with Caroline Munro. Who wouldn't? I mean, Caroline Munro circa 1980 is just mwah. But regardless, this is a really disturbing tale. It's like Psycho, where his mother traumatized him, and now he's just stuck being upset at every woman he comes across. It's just horrible. And you really feel for Joe Spinell and his character, Frank Zito. He just is so messed up, and you want him to be happy. You want him to be with Caroline Munro, but then you remember, oh yeah, he killed people. So, Maniac has a lot of great things going for it, such as the soundtrack done by Jade Chataway, whom I have heard another score from, but I don't remember what movie. But this was directed by William Lustig, and I do remember what he directed: Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3, as well as Uncle Sam. 4 fun movies, and Maniac is no exception. That's 5. He also directed Vigilante, which was a great movie. This is a great release from Blue Underground as well. It has 3 discs, including the soundtrack, but they also did this for The New York Ripper, House by the Cemetery, and a few others, which I plan to get hopefully soon. This only problem I have with it is that the M kind of bleeds in onto the back. I said that in my Blu-ray review for this movie. It's kind of noticeable. I don't know if I've already uploaded that one, but we'll find out. One of the things that this film kind of suffers from is not having a very narrative story. Well, it does have a narrative story. It has the basic story gist, but it's not really a structure. It's just him going around killing people, then falling in love, then trying to go out and kill more people. It's like, well, what's the core story? What's the drive for this movie besides Frank Zito being upset that his mother was insane? Well, nothing. It's simple as hell. And sometimes that is all you need for a slasher movie from the early 80s, because they could get away with it in the 80s, apparently, which is one of my biggest gripes I have with people who say the 80s movies are untouchable. They are perfect the way they are, and they crush modern movies. Newsflash, not all 80s movies were great, and their stories were a lot less complex than these bad horror movies that come out now. So I think you gotta cut some credit and some slack when it's where it's due. And Maniac is definitely a nasty little film. I put it up there with the likes of, well, not in terms of gross out factor, but Cannibal Holocaust, in terms for movies you don't want to really regularly visit. It's kind of hard to watch. The scalpings are nasty, the effects are gross but great. The acting by Joe Spinell is actually really good. He was in the first Rocky and I believe in the second one, but he was also in The Godfather, so... yeah, this was a pretty highbrow actor in this sleazy, schlocky, shocking 80s horror film. I don't think I'm going to give it a rating. I'm just going to leave it as is, because I'm going to review it as a regular film at some other point, along with the awesome 2012 remake. So for now, I'm just going to stick with check it out. It's definitely worth your time. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, the Horror Show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page, and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell, and as always, subscribe.